You are not going to like what I'm about to say.
We just got yet another Insider Gaming article about Ghost Recon, and unfortunately, it's more bad news. I wasn't even planning on making a immediate follow-up video to the last one where we talked about some bad news with Ghost Recon, but this article literally just dropped today. I got the notification on my phone on my way home from work. I came inside from work, went right upstairs, and started recording this. So Insider Gaming just posted this article, Ghost Recon Project Over, Scope Cut to Meet New Deadlines. So right off the bat, not good. And this is ultimately what I was afraid of. My biggest fear with all this bad news surrounding Ghost Recon is that, and it's not uncommon to decrease scope of a project, but this is my biggest fear, is that they would set out to make this really ambitious game, give us everything we want, make us super happy, and naturally it would get reduced scope and features would get cut, and we'd end up with, to put it harshly, breakpoint. So let's take a look at the article. So Mike Straw wrote this article, and Mike says, things continue to change with the next mainline Ghost Recon game at Ubisoft. After exclusively reporting that the new Ghost Recon title, known internally as Project Over, was struggling due to what those working on the game called, quote, unrealistic deadlines and poor planning and management, Insider Gaming has learned more about what's happened in recent months. Since the previously reported memo was sent to the team in mid-April, Ubisoft has held what were described as silent layoffs at its Paris location. So like we talked about in the last video, they brought in the VP of Production and VP of Global Creative Office to be in the actual studio watching over the game's development. But as Mike says here, he was told that their presence hasn't really changed the general day-to-day work aside from the layoffs. Sources who spoke under the promise of being anonymous said that the scope of the game has been cut and greatly reduced, with many features stripped from the project. Though specific features weren't mentioned, it was said that they were a mix in terms of size. So that's the part that hurts the most. Maybe we will eventually figure out what was cut. Part of me wants to know, part of me doesn't want to know, because obviously we're not going to get it. So Mike goes on to say, earlier this spring, Project Over failed its alpha test, leading to major changes on the project. Sources tell me that it wasn't surprising that the game failed alpha, with many saying that the game is in a, quote, terrible state and isn't stable at all. Awesome. That's great. Oh, it's terrible. To close out the article, he says, currently Ubisoft is targeting November for Project Over to enter beta. With a timeline like that, developers working on the game are worried that long days of crunching are ahead. And with the recent layoffs, it means more work for those remaining at the studio. Ubisoft has not responded to request for comment. So, yeah, not a whole lot of silver lining in there or optimism to pull out of that. I'm really disappointed. I'm really upset, actually. You try to hold on to hope that Ghost Recon will, somehow rise from the ashes. But right now, it does not seem like that will be the case. And it sucks. It sucks for me. It sucks for you. It sucks for all the Ghost Recon fans out there. And yeah, like I kind of said in the last video, all we can really do is sit and wait and see what happens. There's not a whole lot that we can do aside from take the little bit of news that we get every once in a while. So, but let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think the Ghost Recon will actually even come out, I guess, for one. And then if it does, is it going to be good? Are we going to get another really bad launch like we did with Breakpoint? I am curious what features people think were cut from the game, or which features you hope are staying in the game. I've gotten a lot of comments on my YouTube shorts with different features that people hope are in the game. And I'm curious if there are any that you think were there that have been cut, or if there are any features that you hope are in the game when they launch it. And I guess for now, we'll just stay tuned for more news. Sounds like November is when we might get some more updates on the status of the game. But with what we talked about, it's not looking great. So we'll have to see. So kind of a bummer video. Apologies for some back-to-back bummer videos, but unfortunately, that's just how it is right now. And hopefully that's not the case in the future, but we will see. Well, until next time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out the other videos on my channel. There's a lot of Ghost Recon content to go around. And if you'd be so kind, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, share it with your other Ghost Recon buddies. And as always, good hunting.